Hey y'all, it's time to start prepping our Halloween math stations for guided math for the month of October. Now, if you're anything like me, you don't have them prepped and ready yet, even though it is the first week of October, I am behind. That's what I'm doing today. This week, we are just going to continue with activities in our stations that we have already learned and practiced. That's okay to rinse and repeat. It's perfectly okay. So I thought it would be fun to take you along on how I prep our Halloween math stations. I'm going to share some of my favorite activities with you guys. I'm going to be prepping, and then I'm also going to share a fun freebie as well. Now that I have my math centers prepped and ready, now it's time to take a sneak peek inside of what they look like. I am going to show you the first 3 resources that I have prepped from our Halloween math center set. Now this is our full-blown week of doing math stations. We have been working really hard the last 5 to 6 weeks, really focusing on implementing routines and procedures, and slowly and gradually releasing them with their independence and implementing one station at a time. So if you are ready to take a sneak peek at what these resources look like, hit that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and let's dive in and get started. The first thing that I want to show you, this is kind of my latest obsession. So when I was in the classroom several years ago, when I first started implementing guided math, these polyzip folders were not a thing. And I stored everything and all of my materials in gallon Ziploc bags. Now, there is nothing wrong with that, but the problem is with a gallon Ziploc bag, especially if you are using a full-size sheet like 8 by 10, direction pages, it has some extra that I didn't trim off, and you can see here that all of the materials, including the direction page, will fit inside of this polyzip folder, and I can close it so that they're not going to fall out. Previously, I would use a gallon Ziploc bag, and because the direction page was so large, unless I shrunk it down with the printer or the copier, the top would not close. And so I love this, and it's big enough to where it will hold all of my materials. This is going to be our first activity that I am introducing, and this is called Ghostly Fast Facts. When I prep resources like this, I don't prep an activity for every single kid. Now, this is a partner game. Typically what I'll do is I will prep 3 sets of this activity. The reason why I do 3 is because since it's a partner game, I'll never have more than 6 students in a group. So if I prep 3 sets of the activity, then I can have 3 pairs of students working. To keep things separated, I put them in different baggies, and each activity is on a different set of colored paper. I've got a yellow, a purple, and an orange, so students can easily keep the cards in their own baggie and they're not all getting mixed up. How we play Ghostly Fast Facts is kids are going to work in partners. They are going to mix the cards up really good and place them in a stack face down in front of them. Player 1 is going to turn over a card. Player 2 is going to turn over a card. The player with the highest sum gets to keep both cards. It kind of works like war. They're going to keep turning over 2 cards. Whoever has the highest sum keeps both cards. When the stack runs out, the player with the most cards at the end is the winner. This is really fun. It's very minimal prep. Kids really enjoy it. It keeps them highly engaged. And when the stack runs out, they can easily mix the cards up again and play another time until time runs out. The next math center that I want to show you is called Brewing Up Subtraction Facts, and this is actually a freebie. So if you stick with me until the end of this video, I'm going to show you how you can get this free math center sent straight to your inbox. Again, I store everything inside of these poly zip folders. And what I've done with this particular set is I've made 3 sets so that kids can share and work in partners. And I just happen to print all of these in color. So let me show you how I keep them organized. On the back of all of the cards, I draw a colored dot. So on the back of all of these, there is a purple dot. On the Ziploc baggie that these individual pieces are stored in, there is the same purple dot. So kids know if they are working with the purple deck, all of the cards go in the purple bag. And this one does have a sorting mat with it. I drew a purple dot on the back of that as well so that kids do not get their materials mixed up. So now let me show you how kids would play this activity. Kids are going to take the cards out of their bag and they are going to mix the cards up really good and place them in a stack face down in front of them. They are going to lay the true or false mat down in front of them, and they are going to take turns drawing a subtraction fact. Now, this subtraction fact is either going to be true or it's going to be false. They have to determine, is it true or false? They have a matching recording sheet where they can write the subtraction fact, and then they are either going to circle, is the fact true or is it false? And then they are going to sort it on the true or false mat. So this says 9 minus 7 equals 2. That is true. So they would lay it on the true side of the mat. They are going to repeat this process until they have solved all of the cards. The third math center that I want to show you is always a personal favorite, and it is called Spooky Finger Place Value. What your kids are going to need is a copy of the Spooky Finger Place Value spinner board. I have all of my materials inside of this poly zip folder. I'm going to drop the link to the ones that I use in the description of the video, but all of the materials that they need are in this bag. All of the spinner mats are stored in here. You could also have kids use transparent spinners or paper clips, and if you wanted to store those materials in here as well, you absolutely could. Your kids are going to need a spinner mat, a spinner, so either a paper clip or a transparent spinner, and then they're going to need a copy of the Spooky Finger Place Value work mat. And what I like to do for this particular activity is run off 6 copies of this recording sheet, because again, I never have more than 6 students in a center, so I don't need to have 25 copies of this. So I can place it inside of a plastic sleeve. Kids are going to use a paper clip or a spinner to create a 3-digit number. They'll spin the spinner to determine their hundreds, tens, and ones. Then they have to record the number that they created from their spinner onto their mat. So let's say, for example, that we created 417. They are going to write the number 417 down here in the circle. Then, using their dry erase marker, they are going to color in the base 10 blocks to create that number. Colored in 4 hundreds blocks, 1 10 block, and 7 ones. You could also take it a step further. Because this is dry erase, you could have them flip it over to the back and you could have them write the number in expanded form. You could have them write it in word form if you wanted to just take it a step further. So there you have it. Those are 3 spooktacular, fun Halloween math activities that you can incorporate into your math centers this Halloween and October season. If you're interested in checking out this resource, I'm going to drop the links in the description below. And if you want to grab a copy of this Brewing Up Subtraction Facts Center for your classroom, head on over to my blog post. I have put a link in the description of this video From there, in that blog post, all you need to do is enter your name and email address into the form, and you will have this activity sent straight to your inbox. And you can get started with your Halloween Math Centers today. There you have it. If you have any questions about any of the resources that I just shared, feel free to drop me a comment below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.